Okay, let's talk about this standard HSN-VM.B.4a. It talks about adding vectors end-to-end, component-wise, parallelogram rule, and understanding that the magnitude of the sum is not the sum of the magnitudes. So let's start with part A. If we have vector u, which is 2, 3, and we have vector v, which is 3, -1, if you add them together, all you have to do is add up the components. The x's add to 5, the y's add to 2, so u plus v is 5, 2. If we want to show how to do it using the parallelogram method, what we do is vector u is 2, 3, so you go over 2 and up 3. That is vector u. Vector v is 3, -1, and when you add vectors graphically, you do tip to tail. So starting at this tip, we would go over 3 and down 1, and that is vector v. So u plus v is this vector u plus v, and you'll see it's over 5 up 2, which is the same components we got there. Now, parallelogram method just means that instead of going u plus v, you can go v, which is 3 down 1, and then plus u, which is over 2 up 3. So that's v, that's u. You get to the same spot whether you do u plus v or v plus u. Lastly, let's talk about if the directions of two vectors are different, can you just add up their magnitudes to find the sum? Well, I have a couple of vectors here. Here's vector number 1, and it measures about 5.5 long, so the magnitude is 5.5. And then I have another vector that if I measure it, it has a magnitude of about 6. And so what this question is really asking is, if you put these two vectors together tip to tail, you would have 5.5 plus 6 is 11.5, because you're adding the magnitudes together. But what happens if the vectors look like this? If you add these together, the resulting vector really goes from this tail to that tip. Can you add the magnitudes? 5.5 plus 6 is 11, but it's not really 11, it's 7. Or if they go like this, can you add the magnitudes and get 11? No, it's 3 3/4. So the basic idea is, if the directions of the vectors are different, you cannot add their magnitudes to find their sum. Magnitude 5.5 plus 6, this one is 11. Magnitude 5.5, magnitude 6, the resultant is here. Is that 11? No. Alright, that's how it works.